Hello, my name is Nikki Pisania, and I am the worship arts pastor here at Seneca Creek Community Church.
And I'm Heather Nicholson. I'm the communications director, and we are excited to launch into Lent this year at Seneca Creek in a new and different way. And so we want to kind of bring you into that space and let you know how that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's a new and different way for Seneca Creek, but it is fasting, which has been practiced for our church tradition for centuries.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, what is fasting?
What is fasting? Fasting is a restrictive behavior, but it doesn't have to be a legalistic one. And in fact, that's really important. We want to focus on the idea of what we gain in the process of sacrifice versus the rules and regulations and the boxes around the sacrifice. Like, the point of it isn't just strictly to follow rules, it's really to encounter Jesus in a new way.
Absolutely. It's an opportunity to sacrifice something that we might love and enjoy, in order to draw near to God and to just see what God can do in a space that you're specifically praying over for your personal life or the life of our community. So we're going to be doing this during Lent.
Yeah, and it's important to remember, like, whatever it is that you choose to sacrifice, and we'll give you some specific examples, that it's meaningful, but also achievable. So set your goals. If this is brand new to you, you might want to set it on something small, but it does have to be meaningful. I was joking with Nikki earlier that, like, I could give up okra for Lent. I don't eat okra.
That's a pretty easy thing to give up for me as well.
That's pretty easy, right? So no offense to all the okra lovers out there, but that's just kind of an example. You want it to be achievable, and maybe this is not your first rodeo. You fast on a regular basis, so you want to stretch yourself a little bit.
Yeah, so we'll be fasting as a church from February 14th until Good Friday, which I think is March 29.
It is.
Yeah, so from February 14th to March 29. So you kind of figure out what it is that would be a sacrifice for you that is attainable, but also would be a bit of a challenge, maybe a little bit of a stretch.
Absolutely. So I think it's really cool too that we're doing this as a church. Like, we've talked about Lent for years here, and everybody kind of has done their own thing with, oh, I'm going to give up soda for Lent or whatever. And that's a colloquial kind of conversation that happens on the regular basis. But this collective, intentional church body fasting and prayer journey is unique. And Nikki, I want you to kind of explain a little bit more about that, because you have experienced this before, and I have so much admiration for this journey, and I'm really excited to experience it.
Yeah, it is a beautiful thing to know that you're together with people that you do life with, sacrificing something, abstaining from something, fasting from something. And so when you're tempted to try that cookie that's just sitting at the table asking to be eaten, oh, well, my sister and brother that I go to church with is also fasting, so I'm encouraged to abstain again. And it's also biblical. So, and there's in the book of Ezra, this is the Old Testament, in the book of Ezra, there's an example of Ezra asking the people of God to come together to fast and pray over protection, over their families, their children, and all their belongings as the people of God travel. And so we see this as an example both in the Old Testament and today, like the church, the global church also fasts. And so to do it during Lent, it's a great reminder that we're part of this global family of God that's doing this together.
That's
not
right.
Just here at Seneca.
So it's super easy, right? Like, we want to wrap this up so that it's a super simple kind of instruction idea, but essentially you're going to pick something that you're going to abstain from for the entire duration of Lent, and in place of those things, whether it's timing or just in a thought process, you're going to commit yourself to praying during that. So let's say you give up one particular social media platform. Then the time that you would normally spend on that, maybe scrolling, you're going to spend in prayer, or at least in contemplation or reflection. And I can tell you that from personal experience, having done this as an individual, not necessarily in the collective, you begin to hear the voice of God in new and different ways. And so when we do this as a congregation, I can only imagine the incredible things God has in store for Seneca Creek, as well as for all of us as individuals.
Yeah, and so we will be sending you guys prompts, prayer prompts, and reflection points that's connected and tied to our Sunday morning series, which is called Family Matters. that you'll be able to pull from and connect with as you fast during this season.
Yeah, and that'll come out over email as well as on our social media. So if you are choosing just to fast from social media, don't worry, you won't miss out on it.
You won't miss it.
And we'll also be talking about it a little bit on Sundays as well. So
Yeah.
And we'll also be posting videos on YouTube. So
Yes,
you can find it.
Yeah, we're excited for this new endeavor for Seneca Creek Community Church and just to see how God is going to move.
Yep, great. See you there.